CSEC English A Paper 1 Specimen 2015. Items 40 to 47 refer to the following passage. Instructions. Read the following passage carefully and then answer items 40 to 47 on the basis of what is stated or implied. From time immemorial, men have hunted wild animals in forests, tilled the soil, and caught fish in the sea and rivers, all with the object of obtaining food, that basic commodity essential to existence. Agriculture is part and parcel of life and is as old as mankind. Yet, even in the most primitive times, man always had certain tools, hunting implements, knives, spears, and flints to help him conquer nature and support himself. As knowledge progressed over the centuries, so man developed more and more devices to aid and adorn his life. The corn from the soil was ground into flour and baked into bread. Textile and clothing were made, and buildings such as castles and churches were created. The art of printing was discovered, and this led to the production of more and more books. Metal goods were turned out at forges and workshops throughout the country. Great sailing vessels were constructed, and a whole host of goods, increasing in variety as time went by, were manufactured by men. Industry, which is the name given to those occupations in which something is manufactured, has for a long time been an important part of man's existence. Tinkers, tailors, candlestick makers, ironmongers, blacksmiths, tanners, weavers, spinners, and many others were all an essential part of life in olden days. These were the people who manufactured the goods and articles that society wanted and needed. The manufacturing industry was very closely associated with agricultural life. Many of the spinners, weavers, and others did not work in the cities or towns, but in their own cottages in the rural villages. During sowing, plowing, and harvest time, all activity was concentrated on the fields. But in the long winter months, with little or nothing to be done on the land, industrial work took the place of agricultural work. Spinning wheels spun wool into yarn, and weaving looms wove yarn into cloth. In many parts of the country, agricultural laborers in summer became industrial workers in winter. Let's look at the questions. 40. Man has always been involved in agriculture in order to A. Earn a living, B. Conquer nature, C. Become wealthy, D. Obtain his food. The answer for this question can be found in lines 1 and 2 of paragraph 1. Men have hunted wild animals in forests, caught fish in the sea and rivers, all with the object of obtaining food. So the main reason why men have always been in agriculture is to obtain food. Item 41. According to the passage, which of the following has man used throughout his life to improve his agricultural production? Is it A. Tools, B. Books, C. Nature, D. Machines. The writer presented a range of tools that man used to support himself. This was clearly stated in paragraph 1. The writer mentioned that man always had certain tools, hunting implements, knives, and flints to support himself. So the answer would not be books because that came later on. It would not be nature because the question is asking what man has been using to support his agricultural production. So it would not be nature, and it would not be machines either because machines came later on. So man has been using tools. Item 42. The word adorn, as used in line 7, is closest in meaning to A. Protect, B. Improve, C. Lengthen, D. Decorate. The word protect means to safeguard or to shield. The word improve means to enhance or to adorn. The word lengthen means to extend. The word decorate means to beautify. Based on the answer options, the answer would be B. Man developed more devices to aid and improve his life or make it better. Item 43. According to the passage, tinkers, tailors, candlestick makers, and weavers were all important in the olden days because they A. set the trends in fashion, B. provided employment for the society, C. were considered the providers in the society, or D. established themselves as people in authority. The answer for this question is clearly stated in paragraph 3. The writer said that tinkers, tailors, candlestick makers, ironmongers, blacksmiths, tanners, weavers, spinners, and many others were all an essential part of life in olden days. So this is where the answer comes in. These were the people who manufactured, I got the hiccups. So these were the people who manufactured the goods and articles that society wanted and needed. Oh my God, I can't record. So the answer is C. They were considered the providers in the society. These were the people who made the candlesticks, they made clothes, they mended shoes, pots and pans, they provided items for the household, and so much more. So they were very important in the society. Item 44. In medieval times, spinning and weaving were considered A. cottage industries, B. heavy industries, C. weekend jobs, D. pastimes. Cottage industries are businesses carried out at someone's home. Heavy industries are manufacturing jobs where you produce items in bulk, and these are done in factories. Weekend jobs are obviously jobs done on the weekend. Pastimes, these are your hobbies. The correct answer for this question is A. cottage industries. The answer for this question can be found in paragraph 4. The writer stated that many of the spinners, weavers, and others did not work in the cities or towns, but in their own cottages in the rural villages. Item 45. The writer makes it clear that many villagers were A. disenchanted with life in the city, B. underemployed during the winter, C. threatened by the growth of industry, D. involved in both manufacturing and farming. Options A, B, and C are not possible answers. The passage clearly talks about manufacturing and farming. Therefore, the answer is D. Item 46. The writer suggests that the overall result of manufacturing has been to A. raise living standards, B. increase food production, C. mechanize the production of goods, D. increase the spread of information. Options B, C, and D could not be possible answers because they are one-sided and they only speak of one thing. For example, B only talks about food production, C only talks about mechanizing the production of goods, and D only talks about the spread of information. The answer that we're looking for is inclusive. We are not looking for an answer that speaks of only one thing. We are looking for something that is inclusive. So the answer for this question is A, raise living standards. This therefore means that you will have more food to eat, better clothes to wear, or more clothes to wear, and your living standards will be improved because all the things that you need in your household, you will have them. So once you have these things that the manufacturers have produced, then your way of life will be improved. Item 47. From the passage, it is evident that A. man has turned increasingly to industry, B. many laborers did not like agricultural work, C. manufacturing industries did not exist in primitive times, D. there were many large factories for manufacturing goods. The answer for this question is A. Man has turned increasingly to industry. If you look carefully, you will realize that man has been developing more and more things as a result of industrial life. So everything that you can think of, man has created as a result of industry.